The Rock-afire Explosion's Country 2 Showtape debuted in Showbiz Pizza Place locations in the fall of 1984. It was the final Rock-afire Showtape release before the merger with Pizza Time Theater, and wound up being the last Rock-afire Explosion show, made for Showbiz by Creative Engineering, for several years. It was unique for many reasons, which we're covering in this episode of Pizza Time. Today, we are going to cover one particular showtape from the Rock-afire Explosion, Country 2 from 1984. Now, this is going to be different than the showtape review section of showbizpizza.com. Instead of making this an opinion piece where we give it a good or bad rating, we're going to be taking a historical deep dive on this tape. We're going to be looking at it with a new perspective, and we have something big coming up at the end of the episode, so stay tuned. As mentioned in the intro, this showtape would ultimately become the last show for the Rock-afire Explosion by Creative Engineering for several years. There's a variety of reasons why that happened. The most obvious reason was something we've mentioned a few times in past episodes: the rocky relationship between Showbiz and Creative. The Rock-afire Explosion was always a major point of contention, as it was exclusively licensed to Showbiz. While they had the full rights to use those characters in their restaurants, advertising, promotions, etc., they did not actually own them. The characters were owned, of course, by Creative Engineering Inc. Complicating matters more, Creative Engineering also provided the ongoing material for the Rock-afire Explosion: the shows, the voices, the music, and the programming. When Showbiz began wanting to control the direction of the entertainment in their restaurants, they wound up butting heads with Aaron Fechter, the president of Creative Engineering, over show content. There's a lot of details and examples of this in our past episodes, so check those out for more information. But the culmination of these quarrels was that Aaron Fechter stepped down as the director of entertainment prior to the 1985 merger with Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater. This led to the appointment of Stanton Black, who headed the entertainment department at Showbiz's corporate offices. Black was able to use this promotion to spearhead a lot of entertainment projects in-house at Showbiz's corporate offices, such as the 1984 Brock Electronics Billy Bob Interactive Animation Edition.
Oh, howdy, Jeremy.
Well, what's your name?
What's my name? My name's Billy Bob. Hey, Jeremy, how old are you?
However, since Creative still provided the Rock-afire show material, the battle over the Rock-afire Explosion showtapes continued on. Although we don't have an exact timeline or details leading up to when and how this happened, we do know that by late 1983, Creative Engineering was sending show material to Showbiz at various stages of production for approval and clearance. Some show controversies had arisen in the past, such as the audio illusion in Disco Christmas, the mediocre second attempt at Crazy Colander Head Night, and the absolute failed follow-up to the Colander promotion. These examples may or may not have led to Showbiz wanting more executive approval of shows before they were completed and sent out to stores. We have a script for the Rock-afire Explosion's 1984 Magic Night, which has a stamp of Received on the front sheet and a date of December 2nd, 1983. This script, as well as all others, were written by Burt Sal Wilson, who was, of course, the voice actor for Fats Geronimo. The script is interesting for a couple of reasons. For one, it's interesting how tight the characters held to the script for the most part. Secondly, it's interesting to see how they deviated from the script in the final product. The outtake show, Magic Touch, is clearly shown in the show script, though it holds very close to what was ultimately recorded. But the introduction for Puff the Magic Dragon is entirely different from the multiple voice syndrome skit used in the actual show. So, it goes to show that these shows went through changes during the production process. The Rock-afire Explosion's Country 2 came out towards the end of 1984 and is unique among other Rock-afire show tapes, if for no other reason than that the tape is very, very salty. By that, we mean almost the entire tape is one gigantic, tongue-in-cheek FU to Showbiz corporate over the demand that show skits leading into songs to be kept to a minute and a half. The premise is that Beach Bear was supposed to come up with a show theme, since previous tapes all had an overall theme, such as magic, or trivia, or senior citizens. He fails to do this, so the band just keeps playing country music songs until a proper theme can be decided upon.
Okay, Beach Bear, why don't you just tell this anxious audience here, what is today's theme?
No theme, Billy Bob.
Huh? No theme?
No theme.
No theme?
No theme.
No theme.
Wait a minute, you gotta have a theme, right? You know, we gotta...
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't do this.
Gotta have a theme.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to do the
Kind of
theme.
second-rate.
But a secondary underlying theme is that the, quote, management said that the skits have to be kept to a minute and a half. This brings on the gripes from the characters that they can't even tell a proper joke because it takes more time than that, or that Looney Bird can't even do his letters to Looney Bird segment, and ends with Billy Bob saying, well, I guess we'll just have to wait until customers complain that they aren't getting enough good skits, almost egging on the customers to complain to management and help change this new rule.
You see, the manager kind of wants us to keep our dialogue down to a minute and a half before we play songs. It seems like people would rather us play more music and do less talking. Right, Looney?
Yeah, I can't understand why. I mean, I've got this incredible show I do called Letters to Looney Bird, but it takes 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and I can't even do one.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to do one later when people start complaining about not getting enough good skits in because we're not getting to do enough. But anyway, that's what the manager says, so we got to keep it down to a minute and a half. And
This was all done in a humorous fashion, of course, with one segment including the characters doing a live countdown as they approach exactly 90 seconds. Showbiz obviously wanted more material of the characters actually singing, but the programming and recording of such was much more complicated and labor-intensive than dialogue skits.
8, 7.
You better
6,
come up with a theme before you reach 1
I
hour. You're gonna have an 800-pound gorilla sitting on you.
I'm sorry.
Play music.
So here at showbizpizza.com, we actually managed to get a demo tape of the Country 2 show tape. So this tape originated from Showbiz Pizza Corporate, their entertainment department. We don't know a ton of specifics, but we know the tape was in really bad condition when it was first saved. So the biggest surprise about this tape is that it has a completely unreleased cut track on it. We're going to play a bit of it right here, so take a listen.
Well, we're big rock singers, we got toes and fingers, and we're loved everywhere we go. We sing about beauty and we sing about truth at $10,000 a show. We take all kinds of pills and get all kinds of thrill, but the thrill we never know is a thrill that'll get you when you get your picture on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone, see my picture on the cover. Stone, gonna buy 5 copies for my mother. Stone, see my smiling face on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Got a freaky old lady, cocaine lady, brothers on my jeans. My poor old gray-haired daddy, yeah, driving my limousine. It's all designed to blow my mind, but my mind won't really be blown. With a thrill that'll get your picture on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone, see my picture on the cover. Stone, buy 5 copies for my mother. Stone, see my smiling face on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Okay, guitar. Good rock singers, we got toes and fingers, and we're loved everywhere we go. We sing about beauty and we sing truth at $10,000 a show. I'll give you all kinds of pills, I'll give you all kinds of pills. The thrill we never know is a thrill picture when you get your picture on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone, see my picture on the cover. Stone. Rolling Stone, see my smiling face on the cover of the Rolling Stone. On the cover of the Rolling Stone, see my picture on the cover. Stone, on my mother. Stone, see my smiling face on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Now, as you may have been able to tell, the track was just a demo, with completed backing music but scratch vocals. That's similar to the way the rest of this demo tape is. Only the intros and a couple songs are completely finished, and are identical to the way they appear on the actual show tape. The rest appear to have scratch vocals performed by Rick Bailey and Sean Fernandez, both members of Heart Attack Diner.
I can't eat, I can't sleep, I think about you from daylight till dawn. Babe, I won't weigh 15 pounds when I drag my body home. Like a junkie hooked on dope, I'm hooked on your thrill. You got me going downhill, going downhill. Yeah, still I can't get my fill of you, going downhill.
This makes a lot of sense, actually. Rick Bailey is, of course, the voice of Beach Bear, and Sean Fernandez performed the voice of Country Clunk, which was an alternate version of Country 2 produced for stores that still had a clunk at the time. It's really cool hearing Rick Bailey doing the lead vocals on some of these songs, which were ultimately done by other characters. It makes us wish the audio on this cassette was in better condition.
Houston means it one day closer to you. Oh, Houston means the last day of the tour.
Unfortunately, it doesn't give any clues to what characters would actually be performing Cover of the Rolling Stone. As to why this track became an outtake, that's a big mystery. It was definitely never completed like other outtake shows that we know were fully recorded and programmed before being scrapped, such as Magic Touch and The End of the World. Those shows still appear in various show libraries typed up by Creative Engineering. Cover of the Rolling Stone, however, appears nowhere, and we weren't even aware of its existence until this demo cassette was discovered. Our best guess as to what happened is that Rolling Stone was likely swapped out at the last minute for the song "Oh Dawn." The song "Oh Dawn" is completely missing from this demo cassette, but does appear on Country 2. "Oh Dawn" is a song written by Aaron Fector to celebrate the birth of his first daughter, Alyssa Dawn, who was born in 1984. It's a sweet song that actually contains a recording of her as a baby cooing in the background. Here's a short clip of the show selector version. That is a beautifully pieced together slideshow of images.
Oh, Dawn, sweet Alyssa Dawn, we really love you, our baby Dawn, and we're so glad that you came to this world. You're just the blessing that we really needed. And I'm so glad that you're my little girl. And love will always stay the same as the day you got your name. Oh, Dawn, sweet Alyssa Dawn.
Alyssa Dawn would of course return in 1988, as the offstage announcer in the kids' show Cyberstar segments, where she announces that she's 4 years old.
Hello, my name's Alyssa Dawn. I'm your onstage announcer today. I'm just 4 and I'm gonna be 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10.
Oh, hi, Alyssa. I'm Billy Bob, and if it's okay with...
So that is the story of the Rock-afire Explosion's Country 2 tape, in the newly discovered deleted song from almost 30 years ago. We hope you were as excited hearing this new discovery as we were the first time we got to hear it ourselves. Thank you for watching.